Hi Capricorn, welcome to an early April 2021 General Tarot update. It's Rena here. This reading is intended for the period including the new moon in Aries, which is going to be on the 11th of April. So as I record this, it's 8 days away. And it's going to be in your fourth house of home and family. So it could be new developments. I get the Page of Wands, new developments. What do you know? Okay. And I'm also going to pick a Lemurian card. Beyond Lemuria is the name of my new deck. Let's see, I'm just going to cut it in half. Oh my goodness, it's so hard. New blueprints. I will be reading from the book, from the Oracle book in a minute. So the heart of the matter is the Page of Wands, and this is a card. Start spreading the news. Good news coming your way. New endeavors that are very exciting to you, that really get you going. Maybe sometimes this can be like an affair, but it doesn't have to be some kind of a, kind of like a sordid affair. It can be like you meet somebody, especially if they're a fire sign. Hello, Aries, Capricorn and Aries might be very attracted to each other. But any fire sign or somebody who has a fiery nature who, lights your fire, who makes you feel young again. And you could be hearing this and be 20 years old and be a Capricorn and feel old. That's just how you are, because Capricorn is ruled by Father Time, Saturn. When you get past your first Saturn return, when you're around 30, you might start youthing. You might start, or maybe middle age when you've accomplished your goals. You start youthing, you start chilling out, and then you probably will look younger than anyone around you or act younger than anyone around you. It's just when you're younger that you're acting old because you are very serious about accomplishing your goals. But once you do that, then you can chill. That's how you feel about probably everything. Probably like washing the dishes. Once I wash the dishes, then I can chill. So, yeah, you could be starting something yourself, like a business, a creative project that really makes you happy, anything like that. In the past position, we have the 10 of Swords. So this can be a card of betrayal. So if this is relationship related, then the Page of Wands is a breath of fresh air, where you feel like you're getting over that betrayal. The 10 of Swords can be that the worst is over of a situation that you have dealt with. Like if you were experiencing like some problem in your life that was kind of plaguing you, that now things are only looking up from here. And so it's great to have a 10, which is a number of completion, before the page, which is kind of like that initial stage. It's just showing that sense of something new coming in from the old. The higher message is the Judgment card. Now, if we look at the higher message position as, what have you learned from this experience? You might say something like, well, I really need to have better judgment in life. I think that I got involved with somebody that wasn't really the right person for me. I think I was just lonely, or I think I was just physically attracted to them, but I knew that there wasn't really a lot of other things going on between the two of us, and I regret making that choice. The Judgment card too is if you feel a sense of betrayal, that it doesn't mean that you have to feel this desire to get even. And Capricorns in general are not vengeful people, I don't think. But if you have the moon in Scorpio, then that might be if you have the moon or Mars in Scorpio, or even Scorpio rising, you might be a little bit different in that regard. You might be a little bit more prone to think that way. I'm trying to think, could a Capricorn person have Venus in Scorpio? I think so. Yeah. It's only 2 signs away. And so that kind of thing can be a little bit tricky, because then you might be thinking, but they have to pay for this, it's not right what they did. If this is like work related, one of the things too is that the universe may be nudging you in the direction of starting your own business. And the Judgment card could be, this is your rebirth. That's another interpretation of the Judgment card, that it's a card of rebirth. And so, Pluto has been in Capricorn for many years now. And so people with the sun in Capricorn have had to deal with this in terms of maybe your ambitions, your like, the things that you've wanted to accomplish, your goals. With Pluto there, you might have been obsessed with accomplishing certain things, and then, there were some complications. And the way that I would interpret all of that is that, things are happening on time. They're not happening randomly. And so it's easy to get caught up in this thing of like, I'm the victim, this shouldn't have happened. But it might have been very important in terms of your life's ultimate purpose. So if you had a betrayal in the workplace, and yet I'm just saying, and if this is true for you, that you admit to yourself that you weren't really happy there, but maybe it paid well, or it felt like it was secure, then that may have been the way that the universe, allowed you to move in a different direction. So, they have that saying these days. They say, instead of saying, why is this happening to me, saying, why is this happening for me? And you can see such a difference in that attitude if you can look at it as a blessing. I'm not saying that there's never any times when we don't have pain, negative reactions to things. I'm not saying you should gloss over those things, but on the other hand, being able to flip the script and see what has happened in a more kind of a calm light, and not see it as the end of the world, is always a good thing. And that's the other thing about the Judgment card, cause and effect. Maybe certain things happened because you put them into motion. You made the choice. And even if you didn't make the right choice, it doesn't mean that it was bad. You might have taken a detour, but you're going to get to your destination regardless. What crosses you is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork, the card of, people who are coming together to do a good job together. It's also the card of foundations. I'm actually surprised. This is the Architect's card. I'm surprised that the Four of Pentacles wouldn't be more like that, because that's, to me, like more of Saturn. The number 4 is connected to Saturn. And so this is the Three of Pentacles. And this is, it's in the challenge position. So if you rejected any kind of training that was offered to you by your employer, that may have played a part in any kind of like being passed over for a promotion. The Three of Pentacles in the upright position can be, getting training so that you can have more skills. It can be, teamwork, cooperating with coworkers. So maybe that there's something there. Perhaps you were looking to be in a position of authority, being a cardinal sign, and you weren't as cooperative with your coworkers, and you wanted to be kind of the leader, which you naturally are. But when you're not in that position, you have to stay in your lane, so to speak. So just reviewing some of your attitudes and behaviors, if this is a work-related matter, could be really important. But it doesn't mean, I'm not suggesting that, you did anything like that, because Capricorns tend to be very, what would be the perfect word? On point when it comes to career, very dedicated. That was the word I was looking for. So basically, the idea is that, you have to start wherever you are, and you can't just leapfrog ahead. I shouldn't say that, because sometimes people do, and they have every right to, but you have to be skilled. You can't take shortcuts or anything like that, or expect it. You can start at the top. There might be a few Capricorns who think like that. Maybe you have a moon in Leo or something, and you really feel like you are a leader type, but you might not have had the qualifications or what have you. I think this can also apply to the people around you, that you may have been in an unsupportive environment. And if that's the case, then you're better off without that. So, in other words, it's all good. Don't worry about it. What's coming in is the Three of Cups. This can be support from friends. This can be just taking downtime. If you're in between jobs, for instance, rather than just, being in that situation of anxiety or anything like that, do the exact opposite. Act like you have all the time in the world. That doesn't mean goof off, obviously, and, or look for other work or create your own business. But in other words, don't act like you're in some kind of a terrible situation. Celebrate your life. I mean, our lives are temporary, aren't they? And so that's why, when Buddhists say life is an illusion, it's not, it is an illusion, but it's not an illusion at the same time, because we do go through things, and we're not imagining this. This is really happening, but it's temporary. And so it's only semi-real. So learning to just celebrate. This is a card of celebration. And it's interesting. It's the number 3. But it's also with cups, so it's involving the emotions. The number 3 is connected to abundance and just lightheartedness. And maybe you've had heavy emotions. The Ten of Swords can definitely produce heavy emotions. But it's all who you hang out with. It's all who you spend your time with. Because if you're spending time with people who you can have fun with, then they will lift your spirits, and you will feel a lot more hopeful about life. So maybe you've been spending time with the wrong people who don't have a positive mindset. So it's really asking of you, do you have that kind of outlet in your life? And I would imagine that you do, but maybe you have neglected your friends because you've been consumed with some other issue, even if it was like another relationship, consumed with some kind of relationship full of drama, instead of being with friends. And this is something that maybe you need to cultivate to have on a regular basis, and not go in and out, and only call them whenever you need your spirits lifted, because even if you're in a relationship with someone, doesn't mean that you have to avoid your friends or see them less often. The outcome is the Knight of Wands. This is a card of, devil may care attitude, more of an adventurous attitude, and this can come about because you've been through so much, Capricorn, that you're ready to just kind of do your own thing and have the guts. This card is connected to Sagittarius, so of course, maybe you can meet a Sagittarian, and it's possible that this person is chronologically younger than you, but this could be that Page of Wands individual too. This person can teach you how to enjoy more and worry less, if that's something that you've gotten into a bad habit in doing. This kind of like attitude may arise within you if you have been through the ringer with some kind of situation where you have felt that you were not treated properly. And it may even be something like, if this was like a long-term job, you might even feel the sense of like, after all these years, this is how they treat me. This is how they do me after all these years. And so that can be kind of like very enlightening. You can, oh, okay. And when there's a betrayal, whether it's like a personal relationship or it's a professional one, it's like you're like, okay, I see you. I thought you were better than this, but I guess I overestimated your behavior. And then it's like you really see it for what it is, So so that can, this is kind of to me, like a freeing card. If you've been involved in a marriage, the Judgment card could be a divorce settlement, or waiting for the judgment, waiting for the divorce to go through so that you can finally start over fresh. Then the Knight of Wands is like sowing your wild oats. And that can simply mean that you're just spending time alone and loving it. I'm not talking about just running around like a tomcat or a cat in heat. I'm talking about just enjoying your life, your freedom, enjoying your freedom. Okay, so let's look at this card. It said New Blueprints. It's funny because I had the Architects card, so perfect. And that was in the challenge position, so we need new blueprints. And I always look at the number 38. I have to read from the book because this is a new deck, and I can't just... I could wing it. I could pause this and wing it, but I'm just going to... I think it would be kind of interesting for you to hear the whole... Or I might have to just cut it down, but at least some of it. Be the change. Take action. Take a step, no matter how small. Ignite an upward spiral. Make a positive change. Ethics and compassion. Creating a ripple of light. Be the change you wish to see is an empowering mantra to remind us that we can step up and create the blueprints for the world we want to know. Powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read the divinatory meaning. This card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. And of course, the Page of Wands is about starting something. So even if this is a business idea, you can do something that's a money maker that's also going to benefit humanity. It's not either or. And maybe some of you have one of those kinds of ideas. With Pluto in your sign, that healing potential is always there. So in any case, Capricorn, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like an astrology reading, a tarot reading, or both, you can check my link below. I have some specials for double readings. So please peruse them if you're interested. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.